So I'm Peter from ZucchiniThumbs.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should totally check out our awesome website, ZucchiniThumbs.com. Right now, I'm going to be building a PC. Me and my friend Joe, we both invested in some PC parts and basically building two PCs. His is a higher end machine, about $1,400 build. Mine is a $600 build. So if you're looking for a low end, easy, more of a smaller build, maybe this is your first time, this is a good one to go off of, the one that I'm about to build. But if you want to see the higher end build, then you're going to want to go see his video. To start off, we got our case, we got a motherboard. I forget the name of the case, put that in the video. This is the video, Peter. Yeah, we'll put it on the video, post-processing. And
right under it.
Then there's our ASRock Z77 Pro4 motherboard. I actually got this secondhand for about 30 bucks. It's around 110 on Newegg right now. Pro tip, save money by buying things secondhand, but only from trusted sources. I got this from a friend. Also have other things, but let's start. We're gonna start with the CPU. We don't have Haswell here. Haswell's the latest processor from Intel. I'm going with an Intel i5-3350P. Basically, it's a pretty good processor if you're going to be doing 1080p gaming, and you don't want to break the bank. This was only about a little over $100 for this processor. So, this is the scary part. We're gonna have to put this processor on the motherboard. So, if you come in here, got this little switch, pull that out, pop this open. So you wanna be careful. Do not touch these pins. Yeah, stay away, Joe. Because if you bend the pins, processor ain't gonna be working. So, take the processor out, careful, hold it on the sides. You don't want to touch the bottom because that's where all the pins would go. And so this is a delicate procedure, but it's doable. You got these little keys right here, and you want to line them up with these little notches, and then you just want to drop it in. So match it, and then drop it. There you go. And then pull this cover over, clamp it back down, notch that in, and the processor's in its new home. So CPUs come with a stock fan. You can use your own fan if you want to.
If you're a woman.
If you're a woman. I'm going with the stock because I don't want to deal with other things. Because if you watch Joe's video, you'll understand what I mean by that. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, pretty sure it just goes on like this. So just line it up. These are already if you're using a different CPU cooler, you're gonna have to put your own thermal paste, but these are pre-done, so yay, ease of use.
Pre-pasted.
Pre-pasted, don't need to worry about it. So it's got these little holes that you put in it that you line up on the sides, stick it in, and just push down. Probably wanna do opposite sides, kind of like changing your tire.
That's not how you change your tire.
And then...
But I understand the sentiment.
Yeah. And it's in, so there you go.
Yay!
Pretty easy. So where's the CPU fan hookup go? So that way we can just get these done.
It's top left. Yeah, CPU fan 2 and 1, yep. You already screwed up.
I done screwed it up. So yeah, just pop that right in there.
Wait, what? Is that the right one?
CPU fan 1.
Okay, alright.
I got a 1 terabyte hard drive. It's a Western Digital Blue. I don't exactly know what their blue line is about, but...
Blue Caviar.
Blue.
Is it? Is it Caviar?
It just says blue.
That's interesting.
But it was pretty cheap, and it's 1 terabyte, had pretty good reviews, so I went ahead and got it. I already put it into my... My case has its own little slotty little thingamabobbers that you can notch the hard drive into. So I'm just gonna slide that in because, why not? Make sure I'm doing this right. So, yeah. Nice. And it pops right in there. Let's do RAM. Where did I put the RAM? I gotta find the RAM.
Didn't you hand it to Badir?
Did I?
No, Badir doesn't have it.
Ah, it's on the floor. I kind of covered it in wires.
You just dropped your RAM on the floor.
I didn't drop it.
You just dropped it on the floor.
Just throwing it on the floor.
No, it was RAM.
Fuck the RAM.
Ah.
Okay, so I got some G.Skill Sniper 8GB RAM chips. Basically, I just found these. They were pretty cheap, and they had the speeds that I wanted, so.
What are the speeds?
1600. I went with 1600. I can't remember what the cast latency was, but I went with the fastest that I could find for a relatively easy, good price. Okay, there's 4 slots here. Usually you pair up 2 because you want to take advantage of dual channel RAM usage. Usually they're color coded. This is not color coded. I was looking at the manual and they're labeled A and B, and I need to make sure that we're using the right ones.
Well, it didn't. Did it specify a recommended one? A recommended setup?
No.
I mean, I would just go with A because that seems.
Okay, so it's A1 and B1 that we want to fill. So A1 and B1, go up to the schematic.
I've entered the matrix.
It's this one and this one.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure that you have this key in right. You want to match it up.
I did not get that in the shot.
There's a key right here.
Editing.
You want to match this up with where your RAM goes. Depending on what type of RAM, it'll be in a different spot. If you don't do it right, well, just an easy way to know is when you push in, it should just go in. It shouldn't take too much pressure. But there, snaps right in. That's the first one.
Oh snap, baby
Get the
girl.
second one in.
Awesome.
And there you go. I already went through the part of sticking this thing in here.
And that ended well.
This little grate. See, mine, it's pretty easy going. Actually, part of it was broken, but second hand, man, second hand.
The whole thing is broken.
The whole thing is broken.
I don't care. I hate guards.
Stick it in.
Seems like Peter's is taking a lot quicker than any of Joe's. Like,
Yeah. We had trouble with Joe's, but now mine seems.
Mine
good.
still wiggles like crazy.
Okay, so we figured out the screw situation. So mine has, okay, typically there's 9 screws. Mine has 8. There's not a 4th screw. So we're just gonna screw these bad boys in and stick them each in, and go around, and then once they're all in, I'll go for one last tighten. And you don't want it too tight. We want it tight enough that it's going to be in there, not going to be worrying about it falling out. But you don't want to warp it or anything. Bad news, warping the motherboard. Yeah. And we are using a magnetized screwdriver. Some people are kind of skeptical of those, but we're not too worried about it. We're not too worried about it. And there is always the issue of, there could be static. If you want to take the precautions, ground yourself, get one of those static bands, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going ghetto with this one. Just
Ramsey, you should ground it.
yeah, exactly. But
Look who wears the bracelet.
it's so stylish, guys. I just wear it around all the time. I don't know if I'm grounded or not. But you'd have to be, if you're in a really dry place, it's more of an issue.
Like San Jose, California.
It's like San Jose, California, where we are right now, but
We don't have a response to that. It just is.
this one is not going.
What did you do?
I think.
Which one is it?
See, I noticed it wasn't going in, and I stopped. Don't force anything. Don't force anything. If it seems like it's not going to go in, just.
It's not gonna go in.
You need to readjust to what you're doing. There we go. I don't know, maybe the threads weren't lining up right. But, so yeah, I go for one last pass through, make sure they're pretty tight. Not too tight, just once you're getting too, you shouldn't be like torquing on these things. Just, get a little bit of resistance, pull back. Just enough to hold it in there. Oh, this one's real loose. Next, we're going with the power supply. Now, depending on where you're gonna have your PC, you're either gonna want the power supply to be orientated down or up. I'm gonna be putting mine on carpet, and so I don't want air to be coming up from the carpet, getting a bunch of lint or something in there. So I'm gonna have my fan orientated up. So it's pretty easy just to slot this guy in here. There's a little spot for him, so stick him right here, and he fits in quite nice. And there's some screws over here. Oh no, I gotta figure out which screws. These screws are the screws. I'm pretty sure it's this screw. Stick our screws in.
Is your power supply unit on right now or off?
I don't know.
I always forget whether it's the circle is empty. Well, no, don't look at mine as a guide. Mine was plugged in at one point.
We'll figure it out eventually when I have to plug it in. So yeah, just screw her in. Make sure it's safe. Pretty sure it's these screws. Pretty sure. Well, pretty sure.
I hope. You have such big freaking hair.
Sorry. It's all for
I'm
you.
getting there, but mine's not as poopy. Not anymore, anyway.
Mine, I can't wait for it to like kind of just go down.
You're in that Brad Pitt awkward phase.
I'm in that fro phase.
Like, yeah, does anyone else think that Brad Pitt in World War Z just how is that man like the most attractive man
I don't
on
know.
Earth? Like with hair like that, like it's gotten better, but only because it's gotten longer and greasier. So it's like, it's just, I don't know. I don't like the parted down the middle look. Like that's from a time that is not now.
Got this other cable from the power supply. It goes right there. It is keyed. There are different shapes. You gotta match the shapes up, you know. Don't want to put a square peg into a round hole. But it should only go in one way, and it went in. So, yippee! I've passed the first grade. Okay, so there's some USB stuff. Okay, I gotta plug in my USB ports.
USB.
Got some LED stuff. We'll figure that out.
Oh, you have an LED too?
Oh yeah, my front fan has LEDs on it.
Nice.
Wait, what color?
Blue.
Blue?
Blue.
Blue. I'm green, you're blue. You said blue.
Yeah,
It's a color
I
blue.
glued the fan on.
Sniffing some blue.
Snipping some blue. Okay, so these are USB AC97 HD audio. Okay, so this USB one, there's a USB port right over here. USB, God, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm gonna go with the number that's lower. That's probably a good idea. So that's one USB. Well, is that what I want? Yeah, that's what I want. So we got HD audio and AC97. I don't know what that means, but I'm just gonna go with HD audio. And that goes in this port right over here, if you can zoom in and see. Yeah. A lot of these ports, they're the same shape, but they have different pin layouts. You can see like on this one, there's a certain number of pins that are open and then some that are closed. You need to look and make sure that that matches up with what's on the board. And it's pretty easy to tell when you look at it which ones are gonna work and which ones are just not gonna work. Did some wiring. It's kind of boring stuff. Nothing that you really need to. I'm not gonna go into it. You know, wire management, cables everywhere. But this is the stuff. I'm gonna point you towards the stuff that's important. I'm gonna hook up my hard drive right now. So I've slotted it in. You got this SATA cable. You gotta make sure you key it in right. Stick the SATA cable right in there. Then I got this other, that's for power, and this is for data. So, got this cable. Just stick it in right here. They usually come in two ends. There's a little turny end and then a flat end. Honestly, I don't know which end is necessarily the best to put in each side, but I'm going with this one being here because it's going right up against the side of my case. So it really, I guess it depends on what case you have. Except it goes the opposite way. Well, hopefully this will turn out okay. Might have to swap it, but... Okay, so then I'm gonna coax this cable through. I'm just gonna go and say this is the right one. And boom. We have hard drive. Okay, so some time has passed. We had some technical hiccups.
How much time has passed, Peter?
At least an hour. I'm not really sure, but
Maybe
it's
2.
time to put the video card in. So, actually, I kind of had to unplug some stuff because this card barely fits into this little tiny case, but
But it fits.
You can, yeah, it fits, and I'm gonna replug it in later. So basically, this takes 2 slots. So I opened 2 slots on the back of my case. It'll go right into this port right here. You gotta put it in. Try to line it up right. There's only one way it can go, so let's see. Get in there. Okay, and then you just push it.
There you go.
And it clamps right in there. And then you can stick a screw right here to hold it in. You got a screw right here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, screw it in. It's safe in there. Boom. That's how you do it. So now the graphics card's in.